Oh, don't worry about that. Calories don't count at night. Are you a lover of a late night snack? Like, what's really wrong with popcorn or some cheese and crackers while you're watching Netflix? Is there anything really wrong with that? Or maybe you work the second shift or the night shift and eating times are forced upon you. You! Eat now! As a registered emergency nurse on a rotational shift work roster, now, if you don't know what that is, I recently did a video all about this schedule, which I'll link above my head and also in the description below this video. Now, when I worked this roster, we used to joke around all the time that calories at night just don't count. Bring on the pizza, boys! Now, this got me thinking, if we are freely making jokes about calories that clearly do count, what else are we ignoring in regards to eating at night? So throughout this video, I'm going to give you some interesting things to think about that you should probably know if you are going to eat overnight. If you do have some late night food cravings or you do work a non-traditional schedule like me. So the first thing is your digestive system loves to sleep at night. When the moon is shining is when everything starts to wind down and it has a little rest. Now, what does this actually mean? Well, the organs that are inside our digestive system, specifically our liver, our pancreas, our intestines, both the small and large ones, everything slows down and goes to sleep. So the blood flow that's going to these organs, it all slows down. So what does that mean? That if we continuously eat overnight, everything is going to take a lot longer to be digested, which is why we often feel bloated and feel nauseous when we eat late at night, because our digestive system just says, whoa up, I'm not used to getting food at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'm really gonna take my time and prove to you that I don't like this very much. Now, number 2 is all about sugar. It's really hard for our body to process and digest sugar when it's eaten overnight. Now, this is really unfortunate for the sweet tooths among us, me included, because this is what we crave at night. So if you're thinking to yourself, this is okay, I'm not a sweet tooth, I don't really like sugar. Think bigger. I'm thinking the sugar that's hidden inside the croutons in your Caesar salad, or that's in the ranch dressing, or even the sugar that's inside that natural drink that you're having that you think is good for you. Now, why this is such a problem is because the pancreas, which is a spongy sort of organ, that is where our insulin's produced. Now, insulin's important because it helps move the sugar from the foods that we're eating into our cells so we can actually use it as fuel. But if we don't have enough of this stuff, then that process can't happen and all that sugar stays in our blood vessels, which can lead to really scary things like diabetes and also Alzheimer's disease, which is terrifying. The next thing is we tend to eat much more at night than what we do during the day. Now, why do we do this? Well, the first one is no one's watching you and telling you that you're eating too much, so you can be Little Miss Piggy if you want. The second thing is you're by yourself at night, so that could be pretty lonely if you can't sleep. So there could be a little emotional eating going on. But thirdly is when we're tired, our hormones play a ridiculous game, which we have very little control of the rules. Our frontal lobe, which is responsible for a lot of our critical decision making, slows down when we're tired. But then the other part of our brain, the amygdala, which you don't have to remember these words, but it's just a different part of our brain, which is involved in reward-seeking behavior, hypes up, which is why that donut tastes oh so good. In this book, which I highly recommend you reading, by Audra Starkey, she summarizes this perfectly and says when we're tired, we eat for pleasure rather than hunger. Which, as you can imagine, isn't great for the waistline when you pop on a pair of jeans on your day off and whoopsies, reality hits, my friend. So how do you control these 3 things? We'll talk about that next. The first thing is to understand that your body is going to send you mixed messages, particularly when you haven't had enough sleep. So if your body is telling you that you're hungry, you might not be. So don't be too hasty to order in a pizza, my friends. Now, this next tip may seem simple, but throughout the day, you need to drink more water. Generally, when we feel hungry, it's because we're dehydrated. So throughout the day, carry a water bottle around with you, add some fruit, blueberries, oranges, anything if you don't like the taste of water. Make it more exciting for yourself. Having a drink bottle constantly within view helps me drink and it keeps me hydrated. So maybe try that. The next thing is to maybe understand your triggers. Why are you eating overnight? Are you lonely? Or are you bored? Do you need to find some sort of hobby that you can do at night? If you are a night shift worker, we recently published a video which gives lots of options about what night shift workers can do overnight when the rest of their house is sleeping. So maybe check that one out. I'll link it below this video. But if you are hungry and want to eat something, it's best to choose foods that are really easy to digest. So soups, smoothies, broths, Greek yogurt, almonds, some guacamole dip for some healthy fats, eggs, homemade protein balls. All these are really great options rather than that packet of chips. They will stop you eating too much and you just won't crave the sugary foods, which you'll thank me later because it'll help your waistline. Now, if you're a night shift worker, the next video you're really going to enjoy on our channel is one we did all about when to eat on night shift. So I recommend checking that one out next. Thanks a lot for spending the last couple of minutes with me, and I'll see you at the next shift.